This is Josh Brinson, and this is my OmegaRace demo for multiplayer. Um, I just logged in, I think that was caught in the video, I hope it was, to Xbox Live, and I'm doing the same on the client machine. This is my start screen where you can choose to host or join a game. We're going to host, and so here we are in the lobby, we're waiting for people. It shows us the current number of players and the maximum. It's a two-player game, and I'm already in it, so 1 out of 2. The client is going to join here, and there he is. He's not ready, and that highlights in red, so he has to press A to mark ready, and now I can begin the game. The host is always the blue ship, so I'm flying around now, and now I'm going to use the green ship. And lots of fun. Um, so it's not really very clear right now because this is the host machine and it's a pretty quick LAN, so all the inputs are going across the network, but like I said, you can't really tell. Plus, I guess you can't see my button press anyway. But I'm going to exit this game and then show you from the other side well, actually, so the bottom there, the debug mode game, my prediction and smoothing was implemented in a special mode called debug mode. So this is how we access that. So I'm going to host one of those games. Then I will join it on the client. Ready, we can go. And the reason I did that was because of all this extra text and everything that I display. So now that I'm in a debug mode game, and the client can still move around freely, I have options to adjust the latency. This latency here is one-way latency, so that is applied to both machines. The client and host put 100 ms, so the round trip time for an input would be 200 ms. So that's why I only scale it to 100. Frames between send is for my updates like ship position and all that. I can go up to 10, which, this is the host, so it doesn't matter. We're updating whether we're sending it or not. So you can't tell the difference, but it's pretty dramatic on the client, and we'll take a look at that in a second. I can also increase the packet loss. All the important stuff is sent reliable, so this doesn't really do much, but it does. You do notice it a little bit when something needs to get resent because there's a kind of jerky motion to it. Then I can turn on prediction, smoothing, or this special smooth prediction that I'll talk about later. But since there's not much interesting to see on the host side of this, we're going to back out again, and I'm going to host on the client machine. So now we get to see the lobby from the client perspective. I'm ready. Host is starting the game. We don't have the screen clutter here, but it's over here. So I'm going to increase the latency all the way to 100 ms, and you can see it's a pretty big difference. I'll drop it back down to 0 and increase the frames all the way up to 10. And again, big difference. The client machine is, as I mentioned before, always the green ship, so that's what I'm controlling over here now. Back to one packet, or one frame between packets, and then packet loss all the way up to 10%. And so I'm not sure if you can really see it in the video, but every once in a while it jerks just a little bit. It's more noticeable with bombs and missiles. Sometimes you'll press, because I did not make bombs and missiles reliable specifically so I could make sure that packet loss was working. So sometimes you'll press the button and nothing will happen because the packet gets dropped. But we'll turn that off as well now. So this is normal, and host can move too. Um, Let me just control the host for a minute, I guess. So I'm going to put the packets, will only send updates every 10 frames now again, so you can see it's kind of a big deal. If I turn smoothing on, it gets a lot better. Um, Prediction doesn't really help with the packet delay. You'll see it kind of jolt forward a little bit. Maybe you can't really tell, um, because it's all of a sudden guessing that it's going to be ahead, and it isn't. This is prediction and smoothing. So again, not a huge difference. And then this is my special smooth prediction mode, which is the original way that I implemented prediction was I would predict every frame where I should be based on the last two frames that I got, which was kind of a blend of smoothing and prediction anyway. It does glitch a little bit, as you just saw with that bomb there. But this was how I originally implemented prediction, and I think that the reason I left it in is because I think it's kind of an interesting idea, which is I have state A and state B, um, and based on those two states, I can predict where I will be at every cycle up until I get a new state update. Um, when I did this initially for prediction and then tried to add smoothing, it really kind of went crazy because it was always smoothing towards a moving target. I would always predict a new position to be at, and so my smoothing would be chasing it the whole time. It made it look really jerky. So that is about everything, I think. There'll be more about all of this in the write-up that I do. Thank you.